This video is gonna be so long because I'm just non-stop chatty Cathy today. You're welcome. Today we are gonna do a full face of makeup that I kind of forget to use. I don't necessarily forget that I own these products, but I definitely somehow just forget to use them a lot. And I wanted to bring them all out and do a full face of makeup with them and get some use out of them. Hopefully this sounds like an interesting video for you and you want to keep watching. And before we get started, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I don't forget to use this product. You know, you've seen it a lot around here, but I have been using my Rare Beauty eye primer a lot lately, so I need to dip back into my Mario one. I finished my NARS one, which was very exciting, and I've decided I'm not gonna, there's always a stray hair, isn't there? I've decided I'm not going to repurchase my NARS primer because I don't like it compared to the Rare Beauty anymore. I don't. I love that Rare Beauty eye primer. It is so good. And to be fair, even this Makeup by Mario one, I mean, the NARS one isn't bad. If you've just purchased it based off of my recommendation or something, don't panic, it is still good. But I do just, for me, personally prefer this Mario one, but mainly the Rare one. Like if I could just have one eye primer, it would definitely be the Rare one. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and prime the lids with this Mario one. Onto the eyeshadow palette, and you would have already probably seen from the thumbnail, but I know, Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. This palette had such a moment last year when it got released. I think nearly every single person on the tubes, on the grams, on the toks, well, I don't know about the toks, I'm not really massive on TikTok. We all loved this, and it's truly beautiful, truly beautiful. And for some reason, I just forget to reach for it. I really do. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And it's beautiful. And there's some shades in here that are definitely right up my alley, but for some reason, I forget to reach for it. So we're gonna dip into it today. I'm gonna go straight into this shadow right here, which is Radiate. And I'm taking this on my What's Up Beauty R104. I really do need to clean my makeup brushes, my eyeshadow ones especially, so can we like have a judgment-free zone today? And I promise next time I do a tutorial, I'll clean them. I'm just gonna start by building this up out here. I think the reason that I kind of do forget to use this, even though I really quite like it, is one, it's very, very pinky purple leaning. So, you know, I don't necessarily gravitate towards that on the everyday. Two, I've obviously purchased a lot of new palettes this year, like I always kind of do, so I just get distracted for a while. And three, I always buy these Huda big palettes because I always think that the color stories she comes out with are 9 times out of 10 quite innovative for the time that she's bringing them out. The formulas look good. She kind of brings out something new and interesting in the palette. And I quite like her brand, I really do. But then once I've kind of used it for like a bit either on my channel or like even when I was on YouTube, I'd buy the palette and use it for quite a bit, and then I just never find myself like constantly reaching for her palettes. Like they kind of have their moment and then you just kind of, it's like, I don't mean any offense by this, truly, because I actually think, especially this palette, is one of her all-time best. The formula is incredible. I think the color story is amazing. But the formula is not that incredible that it's like memorable. Does that make sense? I mean, this is purely just a me thing. If you feel differently, I'm not trying to attack you and your family or anything like that. It's just my personal opinion. But like, when it comes to like thinking about Natasha Denona, Viseart, Pat McGrath, Sydney Grace, all those kinds of things, Huda just gets a little bit lost in my collection. And I don't like it. I want to keep bringing her palettes out and use them, but yeah, they just don't always come to the forefront of my mind. It's as simple as that. Next up, I'm gonna go into this, is that the shade that I'm gonna go into actually? Yeah, yeah, I'll go into Aura next. This one right here on an R103 from What's Up Beauty. I'm just going to concentrate this into the crease, slightly lower down, deepening it up, you know, the usual that we do around here. So in exciting news, over the weekend, does anyone ever get in that mood where you're like, I just want to buy makeup, or I just want to buy something? Not necessarily just something for the sake of it, but you just kind of have your little thing, your little kink of shopping, whatever it is. Not, well, it could be sexual, you do you. But like you have your thing and you like get in that mood and you're like, I just want to buy something. Well, anyway, that was me on the weekend. I was like, I just want to buy something. And I got really into watching Julia Adams, MUA, her videos, because I just find her really relaxing. I find I go through like phases with channels. Anyone else where you like watch everything? I'm just dipping back into Radiate, where you watch all of that person's videos for like, you like go through their whole channel and you go on like a binge and then, you know, you move on to the next person. I always keep up with everyone's new videos, or as best I can. But then like on days where I have more time to like really kick back and relax, I like deep dive on people's channels. Anyway, it was Julia Adams, and she really got into a few things like the About Face products and also the Danessa Myricks like color foils and stuff. And now I have my cart loaded up with like all of those, and I was gonna purchase them. I'm gonna dip into a teensy bit of Mantra while we're here on a ref of 14. Anyway, long story short, I like spent the whole weekend like faux makeup shopping, because, you know, I can't buy everything. But then I saw on Amazon America, which we can order from now because they stopped it for a while, and not everything can be ordered on there for us in Australia, but they've brought most of it back, which is very exciting because they did stop it for a while. Anyway, Urban Decay stocks, like, is a stockist on American Amazon, and I purchased on an incredible sale for us anyway, for Australians, because Urban Decay is only sold at Mecca Beauty, and Mecca Beauty never, like, I think that it was sale 2 times a year, and honestly, it's a pretty dismal sale. It's a pretty dismal sale. It's usually 9 times out of 10 the stuff that people don't want. I'm just gonna take my Intensify stick. It's actually empty. I can't pump it up anymore, so I'm gonna pick it up on a little flat brush. This is one of those products that when you no longer have it, you realize just how much you like it and rely on it, and that's where I'm at. My makeup has been really hard to do without it, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not even being dramatic. It really has made a noticeable difference now that it is empty and no longer as easily used in my collection. Anyway, Urban Decay is on Amazon. It was a great sale because we don't get Urban Decay sales here in Australia. And I purchased the Honey palette and the Naked Reloaded palette, which I know to you guys is probably sounding very boring, but I have never, ever, ever tried an Urban Decay shadow, ever. And I thought to myself, this is a good deal. This is a great deal. And I think it was like 40 Australian dollars per palette, which might be, that probably sounds really expensive to Americans, but they're 85 here in Australia, I'm pretty sure, and they never go on sale. So to me, that's a good deal. And I picked them up. So they'll come at the start of August because, you know, shipping and all that jazz, which is very exciting. And the other thing that I picked up that I have wanted for a very, very long time is, hold please. I'm gonna go in with Energized because this just looks right up my alley. We'll see how this goes. This is just on a ref of 2. I picked up this palette that I've been wanting for a really long time. It's sold out everywhere, but I got it on Beauty Bay with 20% off, and it was the Sigma Beauty Enchanted palette. So I know it's not new. I know they did just re-release it because they released the mini palette with it. And so I know that might not be that exciting to you guys, but honestly, I've wanted that palette for a really long time and just never bit the bullet. And when I saw it for 20% off, I wanted to pick up another of my Linda Hallberg Greige Core crayons as well while I was on Beauty Bay, because I've been wanting that for a while too. And this is stunning. Why don't I use this palette more? Because honestly, this is absolutely beautiful. So I was like, while I'm here, and I've got 20% off, I'm gonna pick up this Enchanted palette. This is exciting. So that should come hopefully by the end of this week. Just dipping back into, I'm actually gonna mix Mantra and this shade right here, which is called Aura. So anyway, that's my story. We've been filming for 13 minutes, and I'm sure that was probably pretty boring for you guys, but that's my life update, and they're the makeup choices you can see coming shortly to your YouTube subscription feed. God, I love that Energized shade. Stunning, absolutely stunning. I'm just gonna wipe off the little bit of fallout that I got here from not paying attention, and then we'll move on to the base. Let's move on to primer, and I always forget to use this little bad boy. This is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Yeah, that's what it's called. I don't mind it. I think the reason, again, why I forget to use this is because it's not a super fave of mine. I probably just don't find it does enough. Like, yeah, I just don't think it does enough for me to like constantly keep reaching for it. I'm gonna keep it because it was expensive and I don't mind it. But yeah, it's just, it doesn't smooth enough. It doesn't create long enough wear versus like my Chanel Water Fresh tint, which is just super hydrating and juices my skin up beautifully, versus my Hydro Grip, which really like the foundation onto the face. So yeah, it's not a bad product, but it's not a holy grail for me, but I don't mind having it in my collection. I also always forget to use my POREfessional because honestly, the Tarte Pore like smoothing primer, the one that I always use, oh, that just blanks my pores out so phenomenally that I really just forget to use any other pore filling primer. But this isn't bad either. In fact, this was one of my OG favorite primers back when I first started doing makeup. This foundation is one of the products that I'm using today to determine whether or not I actually want to declutter this today or not. This is the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation, and it doesn't have a super long expiry. I think it's only 9 months. So I'm just gonna give it a good shake. I haven't used it in ages. I'm in the shade MN1, and I didn't super hate it when I reviewed this product, but I didn't super love it. And then I've just really honestly never reached for it since. So we're gonna use it today and we're gonna see. I mean, it is too dark for me as well, which is a little bit of a problem, but that's okay. But yeah, we're gonna see if it makes the cut today and how it makes my skin look, and if I'm going to declutter it or not. See, I just sometimes wonder if it's this foundation brush that makes any foundation look good, because when I used to use this foundation, I mean, actually no, from memory, this foundation looked pretty good up until about an hour in wearing it. And then, oh my God, I just got so much foundation in my hair. I forgot to bloody put color corrector on before I do my foundation because I always find that looks better. But anyway, we're gonna use my Charlotte color corrector. I always remember to use this one obviously, but it's just my fave. So we're just gonna stick to what works. Update on the foundation, my dad just called me, so it's been about 20 minutes since I put the foundation on. Now, I haven't done anything else, I've just got the foundation on. I don't have concealer or powder or anything, but this was my problem with this foundation, and now I remember why I don't use it, because it goes on initially in the first like 5 seconds on my skin and it looks lovely, and then very quickly turns. Like, it's now accentuated my pores, accentuated my texture, accentuated my fine lines, and I just look a little bit old and haggard. Whereas like my other foundations, like my NARS Light Reflecting, my KVD Good Apple, that kind of jazz, even the Lisa Eldridge, it don't do this. So I'm actually gonna declutter that foundation, and that's fine. You know, you win some, you lose some. So I'm gonna use concealer now, and I do quite like these. I definitely don't forget these, but I feel like I haven't been using them a lot lately, especially. This is the KVD Good Apple Concealer. Now the shade range is kind of weird. I have light 122 and light 111, and I kind of need to mix both of them. So that is what we are going to do. And I don't think that this concealer is as good as the foundation. The foundation is phenomenal. Phenomenal, which, exciting news, if you're an Australian, you can go onto feelunique.com. They have wonderful, this is a new makeup, like Mecca, online Mecca kind of thing, like Mecca Beauty, that I've just recently discovered over the weekend, do sales, ship to us, and have the KVD Good Apple foundation. So if you're an Australian and you've been looking for a way to try that, go on to Feel Unique and you can pick it up. And they just, like, even their Natasha Denona products are cheaper than like our Sephora, all that jazz. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out Feel Unique. As a side note, not sponsored or anything, obviously they have no idea I exist. But anyway, they have the KVD Good Apple foundation on there. Now that foundation is just chef's kiss. It's so good. But the concealers aren't as rave worthy. They're good. I like them, I enjoy them, but they're just not as rave worthy as the foundation. The foundation is like, you know, we're talking holy grail status here. So I'm just gonna quickly go and blend out this concealer, and then we'll move on to contour, shall we? I know that this is a brand new product that I've brought into my collection, but honestly, I forget to use this quite a lot, especially considering it's a new one. And it's because it's good, but it's, for me personally, it's not like overly wowing, so I just kind of forget to use it. And it's the Patrick Ta like cream contour and powder bronzer duo in She's Sculpted. So I'm gonna take the cream contour. I'm gonna take this little Real Techniques brush and just pick the product up directly. And then I'll kind of like work it into the back of my hand to make sure that there's no like excess product bunched up weirdly. And then I'll tap it into place where I want it. But yeah, it's like I said, this isn't a bad product. It's just not, like I'm just not like overly wowed, you know? Someone's using a power tool outside, so if you can hear that, I apologize. It's lovely. It really is lovely. I need to use it more for sure, because Patrick Ta's products are just beautiful. Definitely one of my favorite brands. I've been meaning to film, God, this video is gonna be so long because I'm just non-stop chatty Cathy today, you're welcome. I've been meaning to film my like favorite brands and my favorite products, but there's some brands that I want to pick up a couple more products from and try before I film that video, so that I'm like, I just want to have enough products that like when I'm telling you guys this is my favorite brand and why, I have a comprehensive enough view and products in my collection to show you, to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, you know, I feel like it'll be like, well, I really like this brand, but I only have like 2 products from them and that's why I really like them kind of thing. So I'm just making sure that I do like the brands and like trying a few of their products out first. I don't actually have in my collection any powders that I forget to use. I really do work through them. So I'm just gonna take my current ones that I'm loving. Laura Mercier Brightening Powder. This is my favorite under eye powder ever, period, full stop, that I have come across so far in my life. Why am I so chatty today? Powdering my face has completely saved this foundation. Because now my skin looks flawless here. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll use that foundation a couple of times this week and see if we'll keep it, because I really don't like to waste my money on products that I purchase if I can help it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just declutter for the sake of decluttering. I only like to declutter things that are either off or I genuinely am not going to get any use out of. Oh, I forgot to say, I put the Kosas brow gel and I use the Kosas brow pencil, but I'm actually just going to also use this Charlotte Tilbury clear brow gel because, as you can see, my brows are super strong haired and they fall down at the drop of a hat. I'm also going to put on some of this Tarte Maracuja lip. I'm just going to tap it on like this because I just feel like my lips are looking a little bit like I'm dead. For bronzer, I was going to use this Dior one, because I hardly ever use it, but to be fair, it's not because I forget about it. It's because I don't really like it a whole lot and I keep it because it was expensive. But actually, I'm gonna use this Patrick Ta one because I do truly forget about this. I really do. And what brush will I use? I'm gonna take my BK103 and just tap into this. Now, it is slightly too dark for me, this one, so I do just need to be kind of mindful about not applying too much, you know? I don't know why I don't use this more, because today this is looking super lovely. This whole makeup is looking so nice. Why don't I use these products more? And my skin wasn't having a good skin day, so you know, I'm impressed. All right, this has made me really fall in love with this again, so happy days. For highlight, I don't have a cream highlighter that I don't use. I really use all of them. I really love them. They're some of my favorite products that I own in my collection. With my little highlighting brush, let's take you. But I always bloody forget about this highlighter. This is the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow Highlight, and it's so beautiful, and I always forget about it. I forget that I own it, so I'm going to use it today. I think it's because it's not like my favorite formula, but it is so pretty, and it's such one of those classics that I really like to have it and keep it around because it is a classic and it's still beautiful. Like, look at that. So yes, I definitely need to get more use out of that. Let's be honest. And then for cream blush, now I don't forget about this brand. I think it's incredible. Just like the bronzer, the cream contour and the bronzer, but I just always forget that I own this specific palette. I always use She's That Girl, but I think I forget about this one because these are so bright, and then this one's like sometimes a little bit too dark. So I'm actually going to use this today. Now I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of this one. So we're gonna go in with the cream and the powder, and I will take this on my BK106. You just need to be mindful. I do find, apart from the She's That Girl one, I find a lot more user-friendly. I do find these, you need to be quite careful because you can really go overboard quite quickly. They're quite pigmented, so Light hands, my friends, light hands. Now, Patrick Ta, just as a side note, he designs these to put down the powder blush first and then the cream blush. But I don't do them that way just because he does that because he puts the powder down and then he puts the cream over the top to really bring that glow back to the skin, whereas I'm not trying to do that. My combination skin's gonna do that all on its own. It doesn't need the help. So I do it to like set the color in and make it more long wearing. And then I'll pick up the BK 107 and I will just dip into the pink, like the pink powder here. And this one is quite pigmented, so definitely tread carefully. See? That's looking quite nice. I'm gonna take my setting spray. I don't have a setting spray that I've forgotten about. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury one. And I will just set the face. This is all actually looking so lovely. So happy days. I'm really impressed. Really, really impressed. Let's quickly finish up this lower lash line. I'm gonna dip into just the Radiate shade right here and run it underneath. Nothing, and I mean nothing groundbreaking. This is just a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush. What shall we do? Oh, inner corner, I'm gonna go into this one, Self Love. I like this one for the inner corner, it's very pretty. Actually, I'm really excited that I brought this palette back out because it's so pretty and I wanna use it more. It's just actually quite a joy to use this palette. For mascara, I'm trying to use up my Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. I try and only have 1 or 2 mascaras open at one time, so I really, you know, I don't forget about them. So I'm just gonna put my mascara on. I've also put the, where is it gone? The black Charlotte Tilbury liner in my top waterline already, and then I'll put the champagne one on the bottom, and then we'll move on to lips. Let's move on to lips. Now, I forget that I own this Huda Beauty lip liner all the time, and I don't know why, because it's so good. This is in the shade Muted Pink. And then I haven't forgot that I own this, but I haven't used it yet, and I thought we'd give it a go, and if we don't like it, we'll take it off. This is the Milani kind of like lip balmy thing in lingerie, and I'm just gonna tap it on and we'll see how this looks with the whole thing. Okay, well that's actually really pretty. And the thing that I like about this is it's quite sheer. I picked it up in America recently because I really like the packaging. And then I might actually just tap, even though this is also a gloss, a little bit of this Maracuja Juicy Lip over it, just to dull it down slightly. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys back so you can see the finished look. This is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I'm impressed. I forgot how much I loved this Rose Quartz palette, truly. Had forgotten how much I love it. It is so beautiful. I love the way my eye look has turned out today. You know, we're feeling the pink vibes, so I'm here for it. This video wasn't a makeup I don't use because I don't like. This was just I don't know why, but for some reason my eyes kind of skip over this makeup and it doesn't get the love that most of it should get. And it's definitely reminded me how much I love most of these products, and this Milani lip is beautiful in my opinion, so happy days. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Did you enjoy the video, and do you like the look? Do you use Rose Quartz a lot? If you have it in your collection, I'd be super interested to know. Now, if you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, pretty please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. It means the world to me, and I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.